Do you think they actually took these pictures in space?
I think they can actually take photos of galaxies and stars that are light years away from Earth.
Well, let's find out together on this episode of
What's Up, Girl?
What's up, girl?
What's up, stargazers? I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Marifer.
Have you ever wanted to take pictures of deep space, but your iPhone just isn't quite cutting it?
Or have you ever tried to take a still image of a star even though the Earth's spinning?
Well, then you're in luck because today, or should I say tonight, we're asking that same question.
Usually, it can be a little hard to see a ton of stars from your backyard, and even in a large city, sometimes you can only see a few dozen of stars.
That's due to something called light pollution, where lights from cities, buildings, and even cars get diffused and scattered, causing this hazy glow. This makes it impossible to see some stars with the naked eye because they're so faint compared to all of the surrounding light.
But if you journey just a little bit outside the city, the night sky starts to change.
That's because the further away you get from lights, the more lights you can see in the sky.
And that means more stars, and with the right equipment, you can see more than that.
And photograph it.
But we want to take the best photo.
So to the STEM Girl hotline? Well, okay, actually for this one we might need to revise a little bit. It's the STEM Guy hotline?
What's up, girl?
What's up, Andrew? So we are thinking about giving astrophotography a try, but we don't know how to get started. And can we do this from home?
In theory, you can see the entire observable universe just using off-the-shelf equipment. You might actually already have a camera capable of astrophotography. You'd be surprised what you can even do just from your backyard with a tiny telescope. You don't need a huge observatory or a space telescope to do it.
So what kind of space objects can people really take pictures of, and how far away are we talking here?
So I recommend, if you're just getting started, to look for some of the brighter objects in the sky. Of course, there's the moon, but there's actually some nebulas that I would recommend you look for too. A really notable one would be the Great Orion Nebula. Now, another great object you can see this time of year is the Andromeda Galaxy. It's 2.5 million light years away, but that light travels forever, so we can actually resolve it just using simple tools and cameras.
So if they're so far away, how are our cameras able to capture them?
So light actually travels forever, just so long as it doesn't get blocked by something that's in the way. So if you have a galaxy that is 100 million light years away, which sounds like this ridiculously huge number, there's nothing between us and that galaxy, so we can still see it. The light is still there, it just might be very, very faint and require long exposure photography to reveal it. You know, you can see this for yourselves if you grab some telescopes and head out to the Three Forks Conservation Area. But remember, no big lights.
Let's go. Kaylee, are you in?
Say less.
It is pretty dark out here. Are you ready to see some nebulas?
I'm so ready, but I have one more friend I think we should call first.
What's up, girl?
Hey, I'm Emma, and I run a company called Slew.
Hey Emma, so Andrew just told us how telescopes can help us see really far away objects, but what is actually going on inside there? How does that happen?
So that's a great question. You can think of a telescope like a giant light bucket. And the main job of that big lens or the mirror in the front, it's called the objective, is to gather way more light than your eye ever could. And once that light is gathered, it gets focused down to a point in the telescope. If you're looking through an eyepiece in the telescope, then a second smaller lens magnifies the focused image so that your eye can see it. But for astrophotography, you skip the eyepiece entirely and you put a camera sensor at the point where it's being focused so that you can see things that are way too faint to see with our naked eye.
That for some people, it might be a little hard to find a dark spot like this, so can Slew help with that?
That's exactly why Slew exists. What we did is put professional-grade telescopes in some of the darkest places on a planet and connect them to the internet. You're controlling a real telescope under real skies.
That's amazing, Emma. Thanks so much for sharing that with us and our whole community here at Reinvented.
We want to thank Andrew and Emma so much for helping us prepare for tonight.
And we have to thank Unistellar for lending us one of their incredible Odyssey series telescopes that allowed us to take these gorgeous photos of the night sky. And to learn more about Unistellar, their amazing equipment, and their citizen science program, visit the link in our description and use our coupon code to get a discount on your very own Unistellar telescope.
Also, you can check out Slew and create your own account so that way you can take pictures of space without having to go to a dark zone.
Space is for everyone, and we're honored to work with partners that help make it accessible to all of our students.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in for the next episode of
What's up, girl?